Ethereum is moving to proof of stake. The transition is known as the merge and must first be activated on the beacon chain with the Bellatrix upgrade. So after that, the proof of work chain will migrate to proof of stake upon hitting a total difficulty value. Now, I always get this question like, where people are like, it's going to get delayed again. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, you have to understand that the terminal total difficulty has been set now, right? It is more than likely not going to be delayed. There is a very slim chance it gets delayed. It is more likely that it will move to proof of stake and break than it is that they would delay it. That is how I see it. Now, the Bellatrix upgrade is scheduled for epoch 144,896 on the beacon chain, and that should be on September 6th of 2022. So we're getting pretty close, right? Like next week, essentially, this is going down. And then the terminal total difficulty triggering the merge is this long number. Obviously, we've talked about these long numbers before. And that is expected between September 10th and September 20th of 2022. And that is basically it. This is after years of hard work. We finally have a total difficulty, a terminal total difficulty set. It is looking like, obviously, they have a nice little chart here for you guys. We had the Goerli testnet go through good. You have essentially Ropsten and Sepolia that all went through. And then we had the terminal TTD confirmed on August 18th. And we had talked about that, which is the reason why I said we're pretty much guaranteed to go through on here. And then we saw, of course, the announcement for the Bellatrix, which is the latest announcement, which is essentially the last thing that has to be done before you have the final move on the 10th through the 20th, sometime around there. And that'll obviously be determined by the amount of hash rate on the network. So we already saw a huge amount of hash rate hop off of the network due to the 5 gigabyte DAG. We'll have to see if there's more that happens. Essentially, I don't know if more will start dropping off. It certainly doesn't seem like it. It seems like most people are going to mine Ethereum till the bitter end. The bitter end is just coming up very, very quickly. So, prepare yourself. Like I've done, I've, set up infrastructure to solo mine various coins internally to give myself a little bit of an advantage. I have made sure that I've been doing research on overclocks and so on for different coins, etc. And this is kind of where we're at. Now, obviously, there are mining software developers that are working on things too now, finally, with LOL Miner trying to get an advantage for AMD GPUs on other coins like Flux. That's nice to see. But we're going to have to basically go through this bumpy road together and see what happens. It is completely possible that we have to shut our rigs off for a little bit until things settle down, unless you want to mine at a significant loss. Here's the thought behind that, though, just to give you guys an idea. There's a difference between mining at a loss in a bear market that is stable and mining at a loss in a bear market that's unstable. And I point that out because what we're going to run into is a very unstable time throughout September of basically miners moving between different networks, right? And trying to push different networks and figure out which one's going to end up working out. This means that as miners are doing that, your profitability when it is in the negative isn't necessarily indicative of that coin being profitable or actually making you money in the long run if you mine it and hold it, because you're making so little on a coin that nobody knows the actual future for at that time. So it may be smarter to shut down and wait and see what's going on, unless of course you are looking at things like I am, where possibly you end up spec mining a small coin that nobody else is mining and just say, hey, I'll just eat the power bill and I'm going to spec mine whatever X coin for a little bit and hopefully that spec mineable coin though is going to be something that not a lot of people are mining, right? If it's, and this needs to be extremely clear, CASP is probably already out of question there, right? They're already doing like, I think paying out $75,000 per day in security. Ergo's not in question there. Like, these are the coins that people are going to be moving around between. And I mentioned the smallest one to mention the smallest one, but CASP is not going to be that. Flux isn't going to be that. Ergo isn't going to be that. Ravencoin's not going to be that. Hell, Neox is not going to be that. Because all of these coins that are on what to mine are going to be coins that different large miners are moving between to see if they can generate any revenue off of them. Any of these coins are going to be attacked and moved over to, and I say attacked, they're going to have basically a bunch of hash rate move over to them. And that means that as that hash rate is bouncing in between, you'll become significantly unprofitable. When I say spec mine, you need to go dig deep, like real deep into stuff that is not listed anywhere, that is super small. You need to get into small communities and try to find those. That is a possibility you can get into if it gets to the case to where nothing starts to see any sort of price or price discovery right now. And it's not looking like anything is seeing price discovery right now. So it's looking like shut down or mine something that nobody's heard of before for the month of September, or probably like end of September through October, right? That's really what we're looking at. Because if we go to, look at like what to mine or whatever it may be, and we throw in the 3090 and calculate that out, that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing basically that, ETH is still at the top and nothing else is really comparing at the end of the day. So be prepared for the worst, I suppose, is what I'm getting at. That's what I'm kind of prepared for. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.